What if I told you there's a planet in our solar system where it rains acid, the surface can melt lead, and the atmospheric pressure would crush you instantly? And scientists are seriously considering sending humans there. Not Mars, not the Moon, Venus. And the deeper we look, the more disturbing and fascinating this world becomes. Most people think Venus is just that bright that you occasionally see in the evening sky. Pretty, harmless, maybe romantic even. But Venus is one of the most violently hostile environments ever documented in our solar system, and understanding it might literally be the key to understanding Earth's future. So stay with me here, because this changes everything you thought you knew about our cosmic neighborhood. Venus is the second planet from the Sun, and on the surface, it sounds almost twin-like to Earth. It's roughly the same size, about 95% of Earth's diameter. It has a similar mass. It even formed around the same time, approximately 4.5 billion years ago. Scientists used to call it Earth's sister planet. Then we actually got close to it, and everything fell apart. The clouds covering Venus are not clouds like the ones floating above you right now. They are thick, unbroken layers of sulfuric acid stretching approximately 20 kilometers deep, sitting between 45 and 70 kilometers above the surface. These clouds are so dense and so reflective that Venus is actually the brightest natural object in the night sky after the Moon. You're looking at reflected acid clouds when you admire that glow. Let that sink in. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. Those clouds don't protect the surface. They trap heat in a runaway greenhouse effect so catastrophic, so extreme, that the surface temperature on Venus reaches 465 degrees Celsius. That's 869 degrees Fahrenheit. To give you a comparison, that's hot enough to melt lead. That is hotter than the surface of Mercury. Even though Mercury is physically closer to the Sun, Venus actually holds the title of the hottest planet in our entire solar system. And it has nothing to do with proximity to the Sun. It has everything to do with what's in its atmosphere. Here's the part that should genuinely disturb you. Venus has nearly 96.5% carbon dioxide in its atmosphere. Earth's carbon dioxide levels sit at around 0.04%. The difference between those two numbers is essentially the difference between a paradise capable of sustaining billions of lives and a hell's cape where nothing survives on the surface. This isn't fiction. This is documented atmospheric science from NASA, ESA, and multiple international missions. The comparison is so stark that climatologists actually use Venus as a real-world case study to understand the absolute worst-case scenario of unchecked greenhouse gas accumulation. And now for the part that most documentaries skip entirely. Venus might not always have been this way. Some planetary scientists, using climate modeling and geological analysis, have proposed that early Venus may have had liquid water oceans billions of years ago. A 2019 study by NASA scientists modeled this and found that Venus could have sustained habitable conditions for up to 3 billion years before something triggered a catastrophic shift. 3 billion years. That's longer than complex life took to evolve on Earth. Whatever happened on Venus, whatever tipped the balance, it happened fast in geological terms, and the planet never recovered. That changes the way you should be thinking about Venus. This isn't just a weird alien world. This is potentially a cautionary tale with direct implications for Earth. Now here's the controversy, and this is where scientists genuinely disagree. In 2020, a team from Cardiff University published a paper in Nature Astronomy claiming they detected phosphine gas in Venus's upper atmosphere. Phosphine on Earth is produced almost exclusively by living organisms or human industrial processes. The implication was enormous. Possible biological life floating in Venus's clouds, where temperatures are more moderate, around 30 to 70 degrees Celsius, and pressure is similar to Earth's surface. The scientific community erupted. Follow-up analyses disputed the detection levels. The debate is ongoing. Some researchers still believe microbial life in the Venusian cloud layer is not only possible, but worth serious investigation. That's not speculation. That's where peer-reviewed science currently stands. The atmospheric pressure at Venus's surface is 92 times greater than Earth's. That's equivalent to being 900 meters underwater in Earth's oceans. Every single Soviet Venera probe that landed on Venus between the 1970s and 1980s was crushed or destroyed within 2 hours. 2 hours. That was the maximum survival time of some of the most engineered machines humans had ever built at that point. The surface destroyed them all. Despite this, multiple space agencies are preparing missions. NASA's Da Vinci and Veritas missions are targeted to reach Venus in the 2030s. ESA's Envision mission is also in development. The scientific priority placed on Venus has surged dramatically in the last 5 years. Scientists want to know if Venus is geologically active, whether those acid clouds ever produce lightning that we might be misreading, and whether anything at all, is living up there in that toxic orange haze. The most hostile planet we know of, covered in acid clouds, hot enough to melt metal, crushing enough to destroy spacecraft in minutes, and we are chasing it with everything we have. Because somewhere in Venus's violent, suffocating, chemically brutal atmosphere might be answers about life, about climate catastrophe, and about how quickly a planet identical to Earth can become completely uninhabitable. Venus isn't just a planet. It's a mirror. And what's staring back at us should make us very uncomfortable and very curious. If you found this as mind-blowing as I did, follow this page, because we go this deep on space, science, and the universe every single week. Don't miss what's coming next. Now tell me, if Venus once had oceans and potentially billions of years of habitable conditions, what do you think triggered the collapse? Drop your theory in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you think.